Hi everyone, I am Sudhir, having 6 years of experience in the field of programming. Today's our concept is functions in C. First of all, I am going to discuss about something, how we are going to write some functions and what is the syntax, and then we are going to discuss some MCQs based on the functions. Okay, let's look at the code. Now what is my task is I am going to add addition of two numbers but using functions here. Basically there are two parts in functions. First one is function call and the second one is function definition. Okay, I am going to write here how to write some function call. For example, sum of two numbers, sum of 2 here, sum of two numbers is the function name. I am going to pass two values here. Look at here, what is the name of the function? Sum of 2 is the function name. There are two arguments I am passing. This is function call with two arguments with data type is integer. Why? Because a value is integer and b is also integer here. This is the function call with two arguments. For example, I am going to take like this. This is the function call with two arguments with return type. What is the return type? What is the data type of C? C data type is int, then that return type is integer. This is the function call here. Now I am going to write what is the function definition for this function call. This function call, what is the return type? First of all, we have to write what is the return type. Return type is integer. Why? Because C data type is integer. That's why I am writing integer here. And what is the name of the function? Sum of 2. And how many values I am passing? I am passing two values. Both are integers. Now I am going to write int a comma int b. This is function definition. For this structure, we are going to write like this. This is the function call with arguments with return type. Now I am going to write here int sum is equal to sum is equal to a plus b. I am going to return the value here, return sum. Here I am returning some value and that value is going to be catched into C here. Now I am going to print that C value. This is the integer, that's why I am taking %d comma C. That's it. If I am going to execute it, the output is 15 here. The same simple program, sum of two numbers, I am going to implement with functions. That function call is also with two arguments and return type. Okay, now the function is like this. This is function call with arguments without return type. There is no return type. If there is no return type, we have to write instead of int or float anything, we have to write void. Void means nothing. The function is returns nothing here. For example, if you leave like this, if I am going to execute it, it is going to be give an error here. Look at here. Return with a value in a function returning void. That's why we are not returning anything here. Then we are going to print the results in the function definition only. But the major part and the most important method is function call with arguments and with return type is the best method in the functions, no doubt about that. Okay, and this is the small discussion about functions, and now I am going to jump into the MCQs. Here let's understand first. Just look at first the main function only. Don't go for this function definition. Look at the main function. Here int I is equal to ABC of 10. This is function call. Now the control moves to ABC of 10. It is move here. That means here what is ABC is the function name. I am passing one argument with argument, that is one argument only, and that is also integer. 10 is an integer with return type. What is the return type here? Return type is integer. The same structure, is it following or not? Int is the return type, ABC is the name, only one value is there, that is also integer. Then there is no error when we are writing the definition. Yes, there is no error here. Function definition this is. Now it is going to be written some I value here. Return I plus plus. What is the value of I? What value are passing? We are passing 10 value here, and I am going to return I plus plus. This is the post increment operator. That's why it is going to return only 10, not 11. After returning the value, I becomes 11. There is no use, right? Then I value is going to be 10 only. Now here it is going to be print 10. But this is the pre-decrement operator. 10 becomes 9. Then it is going to be displayed as 9 here. Okay. Moving into the second question. Look at the main function first of all. There are two arguments, a is equal to 3, b is equal to 5. I am going to call here. This is the function call. Function call. The function name is fun, and we are passing two arguments here, and the return type with arguments, with return type and with arguments, with return type also. What is the return type? Return type is integer. Now I am going to study the signature of the function definition. Yes, function name is fun. We are passing two values a comma b, and the return type is integer here. Okay, everything is okay, but here there is no data types for this one. There is no int a and int b. We are assuming that int a comma int b like this, but here it is looking like a comma b, that's it. Now is there any error here? No, not at all. Why? Because if you are not giving any data type, it automatically treats as integer as a data type here. Int a comma int b. Int a comma int b. If you are not giving data type for single variable, if you are not giving any data type for the single variable, it automatically treats as int a comma int b. Okay. Now the structure is clear. There is no syntactical error. And moving into the function definition, result is equal to 1. Here I is equal to a. What is a value? A value is 3. That means I is equal to 3 here. Then I is less than, that means 3 is less than 5. Is it true or not? 3 is less than 5. Yes, it is true. Then it is moving inside the loop. Result is equal to result into I. What is result value initially? Initially the result value is 1. That is 1 into, what is I value? I value is 3. Then result value is 3 here. 1 into 3, that is 3. Then it is going to inside again the increment and decrement block, and it is going to be incremented I plus plus. Then it is going to be check that 4 is less than 5 or not. Is it true? Yes, it is true. Then moving inside again, then RES value is, new RES value is 3. 3 into 4. 3 into 4 is 12 here. Then again I becomes 5. 5 is less than equal to 5. That is false. That is going to be false now, and it is going to return result. What is result? The result value is the 12. That is going to be written from the function, and the 12 is going to be placed in a value. A value. Okay. Now I am going to print a value. What is the output here? The output is modified value, that is 12 here. The output is 12. Next, going to the main function again. Look at it. Look at here. Same function call. There are two arguments are there, and the return type is integer. Function, two arguments are integers, and the return type is also integer. Look at the structure of C here. The function. This is void. Here we are looking for integer, but this function returns nothing here. That means it is a syntactical error. That is a syntactical error. If I am going to compile it, it is going to give an error here. Okay? Why? Because here the function, in the function call, it is going to be function call with return and with arguments. But the function definition is different. The function definition is different. It is going to be returns nothing here. That's why this is an error. Next question. Float a is equal to 3, b is equal to 5. We are going to pass fun of a comma b. That means we are passing two values. The two values are floating data type, and the return type is also float. Now, yes, return type is float. Fun a comma b here. There is no data type. If there is no data type, it is going to be taken as int a comma int b, not float a comma float b. If the data type is conflict here, then we are passing 3 and 5. For example, I am going to print here. I am going to print the values. Here, what is the values of a and b here? Percentage f. I am going to print a comma b. I am going to give some /n for our confirmation. Look at here, I am passing 3 and 5, but it is taken as 0, 0, 0 like this. Why? Because there is a data type conflict is there. That's why they are not taking the values 3 and 5 as 3.0 and 5.0. Why? Because these, if there is no data types, it automatically takes as int a comma int b. That's why these values are going to be 0 and 0. Now, if the operation is done, in the result value, there is nothing here. If I am going to execute it, it is going to be written some 0 here. Why? Because it is going to be written floating value. But the value is integer. The result value is integer, but this function is going to return floating value. That's why here also the value is 0.00. The next question. Here 3 comma 5. Look at this. What is this? There are two arguments are there, but instead of a comma b, here we are passing ampersand a comma ampersand b. That means here the function name is fun. Yes, it has a return type, that is integer. There are two arguments, but these two are integers but not values. These are integer pointers. That means integer address. We are passing address. If you are passing address, we have to catch with pointer. What is the definition of the pointer? Pointer is used to store address of another variable. Okay, that means here I am passing address. I have to maintain in the function definition pointers only. That's why the function definition is the return type is int, the function name is fun, and the data type is int and star a and star b. Why? Because here I am taking two pointers. Why? Because I am passing address. That's why I am going to catch that address using pointer only. That's why I am taking star a and star b. For your clarity, I am going to print here. I am going to print what is the value of a and b here. A comma b. Look at here. What is a value here? A value is address and b value is the address here. Just forget about this 5. What is a value? A value is address, b value is also address here. Here we are passing the address. instead of printing A and B, I am going to print star A and star B. Now I am going to give some /n. Yes, this is the values now. Star A and star B are values. A and B are address. Now I am going to write the same logic again. I is equal to, what is I value? I value is 3 here. I value is 3 and 3 is less than 5. Is it true or not? Yes, it is true. Then RES is equal to 1 into 3, that is 3. Then I plus plus, that is 4. 4 is less than 5. Then it is going to be 12. I value is 5. 5 is less than 5. This is false. Now coming into this line, star B is equal to star A. That means we are going to, what is A value here? What is A value? A value is star A means 5. I am going to replace star B is equal to 5 here. Star B is equal to 5. What is the advantage of pointer means? If you are passing the values using pointers, if any modifications done in the function definition, that is going to be applied in the main function also. Here I am changing the B value. That means we are changing the in address. The value we are changing in the address. That's why here also the B value is going to be changed with, the A value is 3. That's why B is going to be 3, not. Okay. Now here B value is 3 and here also the B value is 3. Why? Because we are using address here. That's why B value is going to be changed. Then what I am going to return here? I am going to return 12 here. I am going to return 12 and B value is going to be modified as 3. If I am returning the result, A is going to be catch that result. Now A value is 12 and B value is 3 here. The output is A value is 12, B value is 3. Yes. The next question. Here also I am passing address. Here also I am passing address, 2 values, and the return type is integer, that is also C. I am going to print ABC values after the function definition. Moving into function definition, how it is? It is going to be an integer return type. Name is fun, and we have to take 2 pointer integers. Yes, the structure is perfect. Now moving into the function. I is equal to 3, then 3 is less than 5, okay, and the result is going to be 3 first of all, then after that it is going to be 4, it is going to be 4 into 3 it is going to be 12, I is 5 is less than 5, it is false, then coming out. The result is going to be 12 and star B is equal to star A. What is A value? A value is 3, then star B is equal to 3 here. B value is 3. Then A is equal to B. What is B value now? At this line B value is 3, right? Then A value also 3. Okay, now this is not swapping logic, okay? A value is 3 and B value is also 3, and we are going to return 12 here. What is A value? A value is 3, B value is also 3, and we are returning 12, that is stored in C. Then it is going to be 3, 3 and 12 is the answer. Okay. Next question. Look at the function call here. There is no return type. If you observe, there is no return type. We are passing 2 values. We are passing 2 address. not values. Here I am passing to address, that is the integers. The function returns nothing, that's why I am maintaining void. And fun, there are 2 pointers. There are 2 pointers here. Why? We are passing to address, that's why we are taking 2 pointers here. Okay, the structure is perfect. Then I am going to take one integer I. Then I is equal to, what is star A? Star A means it is a value. Now I is equal to 3. Then star A is equal to star B. What is B value? Then A becomes 5 here. Then star B is equal to I. What is I value? I value is 3. Then B value becomes 3. Okay, this is swapping of 2 numbers. Here I am not writing anything, but using the pointers I am going to swap these 2 numbers. What I modified in this function definition, that is applied here also. Why? Because I am dealing with pointers here. Okay, now A and B values are interchanged and the values becomes 5 and 3. Next question. Int n, I am going to take n is equal to f1 of 4. Function name is f1. There is one argument, that is integer, and the return type is also integer. Okay, and we are going to print what is n. Coming here, yes, int function. Here we have to take that as, here I am going to write here fun. Okay, the function name is fun. Here also fun. I am going to take one integer value, that is int x. Now what is x value? I am passing here 4. The x value is 4. Okay, x value is 4. I am taking one more integer, that is b. Here 4 is equal to 1. Is it true? No, not at all. Then it is moving into else block. Else block, there is no brackets here. That's why this line is only belongs to the else block. This is not belongs to the else block. Okay. Now what is happening here? B is equal to x into, what is x value? X value is equal to 4. 4 into fun of x minus 1. That means 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3 here. That means it is again calling. Function itself it is calling, that means it is recursion. Okay, calling itself is called recursion. Again I am going to call with fun of 3. Fun of 3, here the value is 3. Now the x value is 3. I am going to check with, is 3 is equal to 1? No, not at all. 3 is not equal to 1. Then it is coming into else part again. Then else part and coming here. Fun of 3 is going to be like this. 3 into fun of 2. Why? Because 3 minus 1, that is 2. This part is going to be converted as 3 into fun of 2. Again it is going to call with 2. Is 2 is equal to 1? No, not at all. Then this is going to be represented with 2 into fun of 2 minus 1, that is 1. Now I am going to call with 1 here. I am going to call with 1. Is 1 equal to 1? Yes. Then it is going to return 1. That means fun of 1 is going to be 1 here. Fun of 1 is equal to 1. Then 2 into 1 is 2. That is going to be replaced this position. Okay. Fun of 3 is going to be replaced with this one. Then 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. That is the output of this program. That is 24. 12 into 2, that is 24. Okay. That is factorial program. The next question. The function name is fun of 6, that is integer. I am going to expect the return value is also integer. First of all, we have to check is the structure is perfect or not. Yes, this is integer, return type is integer, function name is fun, argument is integer. Okay, cool. What is x value? What is x value here I am passing? Here I am passing 6. Here I am passing 6 here. Here I am checking that is 6 is equal to 2? No, not at all. Then it is moving into else part here. Then it is moving into else part. I am dealing with 6. Is 6 is exactly divisible by 2? Yes, it is true. Then it is going to be print plus symbol. Okay, if it is an odd number, I am going to print minus symbol. Here, after printing of this one, again we are calling the function fun of 6 minus 1, that is 5. 6 minus 1, that is 5. Now it is moving into here with value of 5. Is 5 is equal to 2? No. Then it is going to be check here. Is 5 is exactly divisible by 2? No. Then it is going to be print minus here. Then it is going to be fun of 4. Then it is going to be fun of 4 here. Fun of 4. It is going to be 4 here. Is 4 is equal to 2? No. Is 4 is exactly divisible? Yes. It is going to be print addition symbol, plus symbol. Then again it is going to be fun of 3. It is going to be 3. Is 3 equal to 2? No. Is 3 is exactly divisible by 2? No. Then it is going to be minus symbol. Then fun of 2 here. Then it is coming with 2. Is 2 equal to 2? Yes, it is going to be written 2 here. It is going to be written 2 here. That means this function is going to be replaced with 2, and this function is also replaced with 2, and this function is also replaced with 2, this function is also replaced with 2. Then the 2 is going to be n value here. It is printing these values after n value, that is 2 here. Plus minus and 2 is the output here. Plus minus 2 is the output here. Next question. Yes, integer is the return type. I am passing one value and the function name is fun. I am going to print what is the return value. I am going to print with a. Moving here, what I am passing? I am passing here 10. B value is 10 here. Is B is equal to 0? No, not at all. And it is moving into else. Print of A. That means it is going to print A. And it is going to be called fun of B minus minus. This is post decrement. This is post decrement. Again it is going to be called with 10 only. Fun of 10. Again it is going to be called with fun of 10. Again doing the same thing. It is going to be come with again 10. Is 10 equal to 0? No. And it is going to be print A again. And it is going to be again fun of 10. Then it is going to be print infinitely. It is not coming out of the function. It is going to be print A infinitely. For example, if I am going to treat it as a pre-increment, that means it is going to be called with 9. Instead of 10, it is going to be called with fun of 9. Why? Because it is pre-decrement. Before the function call, it is decremented, then the function is going to be called now. then it is going to call with like this 9. Is 9 equal to 0? No. Then it is going to be print a like this up to if function of 0, then it is going to return 0 here. Then it is going to return 0. That means after printing 10 A's, it is going to be print 0 here. 10 A's after 1 0 is printed. Next question. Here return type is integer, function name is fun, one integer value. I am printing the result return value here. Okay, return type is integer, function name is fun, here integer value I am going to pass here as 10. The same thing I am taking as pre increment. That means the output is 10 is 0. I already discussed with this. The next question. I is equal to 5. Sorry, a is equal to 5. J is equal to 1. Here I is equal to 0. What is I value? 0. 0 is less than 5. Okay. Is it true? Then it is going to be function call. Fun of a comma j. What values I am passing here? What is a value? A value is 5. J value is 1 I am passing here. I am passing into this function with 5 comma 1. I am going to print here 5 and 1. Look at here the function definition. Function call. There is no return type. There are 2 integer arguments. The function definition is also same. The return type is void. The function name is fun. There are 2 integer values. If there is no data types, it automatically take as int and int. Okay, then it is going to be print 5 comma 1. Then it's come back again and I plus plus. I becomes 1 here and 1 is less than equal to 5. Is it true or not? Yes, it is true. Then again the function is going to be called with fun of 5 comma 1. Fun of 5 comma 1. Again it is going to be print 5 comma 1. That means 0 to 4 times it is going to be print here. It is going to be print 5 times 5 1 5 1 5 1 5 1 like this. The next question. Look at here. The same I is equal to 0. 0 is less than 5. Yes, it is true. Then it is moving inside it. The function call is there. There are 2 arguments. There is no return type at all. Look at here. Yes, the return type is void. Function name is fun. Int a comma j. If there is no data type for any variable, there is no problem. It automatically takes as all variables as int. We did not mention like this. We didn't write like this. Some int a comma j. What is j value? The compiler doesn't know that what is j value. It never takes that it is an integer. That means it is going to give an error here. Unknown type name. If you are not giving any data type for all the variables, it automatically takes as integer for all the variables. If you take at least one variable as int, we are not mentioning the other values, it doesn't guess the data type. It blindly goes an error. Okay? The next one. I already discussed about this. This is the function call with the 2 arguments. If you are thinking that there is no return type, but yes, this function has the return type. Why? Because we are calling the function using print statement. If you are using any print statement, the function call, it has definitely a return type. How we know the return type? What is this x specifier? This x specifier belongs to integer. That means this function has a integer return type. Okay? Yes, integer is the return type. Two values int x comma int y. Yes. I am going to pass here 4 comma 5. Here I am passing 4 comma 5. Is x is 0? No. Then it is going to be returned, and I am going to call one more value, that is fun of, what is x value? X value is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3 comma x plus y. X plus y is 9. This is not x minus minus. This is x minus 1. That means x value is 4 only, x minus 1 is 3. The x value is 4, 4 plus 5 is 9. Now I am going to call the function with 3 comma 9. Now I am going to call with 3 comma 9. Now I am going to check with is 3 is equal to 0? No, not at all. Then again the function is going to be fun of 2 comma, I am going to call, what is the x value? It is 3. 3 minus 1, that is 2. 3 plus 9. 3 plus 9 is 12. Now it is again called with 2 comma 12. Is 2 equal to 0? No. Then it is coming here, calling like this, fun of x minus 1, that is 1 comma 14. 1 comma 14. 2 plus 12 is equal to 14. Now it is going to be called with 1 comma 14. Is 1 equal to 0? No, not at all. Now it is going to be called with 0 comma 15. 1 plus 14 is equal to 15. Now it is going to be called with 0 comma 15. Now it is going to be checked with, is 0 equal to 0? Yes. If it is 0, if x value is 0, I am going to return y value. What is y value? Y value is 15 here. Y value is 15. That is going to be replaced here. That is going to be 15. That is going to be 15 here. And the 15 is coming here like this. It is going to be 15. And it is going to be 15, and it is going to be 15 like this. And the output is finally 15. For example, I am going to write here 1 plus. What I am writing here? 1 plus. What is the output here? Here the output is not 16. Okay. What is the output here? Guess that is 19. Why? Because I will explain it like this. Here I am writing 1 plus. If it is 0, if x value is 0, it is going to be written 15. That means fun of 0, 15 is going to be written with 15. Now this is going to be written with 15. Now it is going to be 15 plus 1. That is going to be 16 here. And for this 16 plus 1. Wait. Here it is going to be written 15. 15 plus 1. That is going to be 16 here. That is going to be 16 here. This 16 is going to be replaced with this one. 1 plus 16. 1 plus 16, that is going to be 17 is going here. 17 plus 1, that is going to be 18 here. 18 plus 1, 19 here. Then the final output is 19. Okay. If you are writing here some multiplication, then what is the output here? For example, if it is 2 into guess the output. I'm not executing here, just execute your own. Next question. Yes, I is equal to 1, I is 1, 1 is less than 5, as it is the true, as it is true. Coming here, look at the function, there are no arguments at all, but it has a written type. Why? Because we are writing in the printf statement %d. Okay, there are no arguments at all. Yes, the written type is integer, the function without arguments. Okay, the structure is perfect. I am going to call this function for 5 times. Why? Because for 1, 4 times, only 4 times, not 5 times. I value is 1, it is going to be executed. 2 is executed, 3 is executed, 4 is executed. For 5, it is coming out of the loop. Okay. First of all, the I value is 1. 1 is less than or equal to 5. I am going to call this function. I am going to delete that static first of all. Now I am going to execute it. Int count is equal to 0. What is the count value? Count value is 0. Now count plus plus, then count becomes 1. Here I am going to return 1. Here I am going to return 1. That means here it is going to be print 1 for 1 time, 2nd time, 3rd time and 4th time. Why? Because this loop is going to be executed for 1, 2, 3, 4 times only. That's why it is going to be executed for 4 times here. 4 ones. Okay, here is new line, that's why it is printing in the new line here. Okay, but I am going to write static here. What will happen? If I am going to call this function, what is count value? Count value is 0. Count value is 0, then count plus plus. Yes, count becomes 1. I am going to return 1. That means it is going to be print 1. Okay, no problem. Now I becomes 2 here. 2 is less than 5, as it is true. Then again we are calling this function when we are using static. When we are using static, if we are using in functions, what is count value previously? The count value is previously 1. That is going to be that is not resetted to 0 again. That 1 value is going to be stored at all. Now it is going to be plus plus, then the count becomes 2. Then the count becomes 2 here and it is going to be returned 2. Now I becomes 3 here. 3 is less than or equal to 5. 3 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, it is true. Then again it is calling what is the count value previously. The count value is 2 here. The count value is 2. Then it is going to be 3 here. It is going to be written 3. That is going to be print 3. Then I is equal to 4. 4 is less than or equal to 5. Yes. Then again calling with what is count value? Count value is previously 3, right? It is maintaining 3. 3 plus 1, that is 4, and it is going to be written 4. And it is going to be print 4. Then I becomes 5 here. 5 is less than 5, it is going to be false. The output is 1, 2, 3 and 4. If you are not using static, what is the output? The output is 1, 1, 1, 1 every time. Every time the count value becomes resetting, that is going to be 0, 0, 0 again. If you are using static, that value is maintaining. The previous value is maintaining 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. And the next question. This is also based on static. I is equal to 1. I is equal to 1. 1 is less than 5. It is true. Then it is going to be calling the function without arguments with return type, that is integer. Here no value in count. In C language, any variable we are declaring some int count, we are going to print that count. It maintains some garbage value. But when we are using static, the default value of the static variables are 0. The default value for static variables are 0 every time. That's why it is going to be return count plus plus. That means it is going to be return 0 but the count is 1. Then the output is 0 here. But the count is 1 here. Again it is going to be called for 4 times, right? If it is going to be 1 and 1 is printed under 2. 1, 2 and 3. It is going 4 times repeated. It is going to be print 0, 1, 2, 3. Going to be print 0, 1, 2, 3. The default value of the static variables are 0. If you are not mentioning any value, it automatically takes as a 0 as the value here. Next question. Same question, I think. Static int. Same question. Same question. Yes, that's it for today. And I am going to place all these codes in the GitHub, and I am going to give that link in the description link. Just check all the questions with your different approaches. Just practice everything. All the best. Thank you.